Hi, I'm Colin Phelps. I'm back here with the compression sleeve group. We've had a couple questions posed to us by Professor Noor. After we ran most of our research, we have about 2 people left that still need to go, both for the aerobic and aerobic versions. That being said, we've been posed a few questions. The first one is, was there any concerns with validity in collecting blood velocity measures? Bluntly, I would say yes, because we had to have the people stop when they did blood velocity. So they had one arm that was still exercising, but the other arm was not exercising. So it's not truly getting blood velocity when they're exercising, it's just immediately after exercise. But we believe that that validity is about the same for everybody. We've been timing how long it takes us to measure blood velocity post-exercise, and it actually takes us anywhere between 30 seconds and 1 minute. So I believe that our validity is roughly the same for everybody. But like I said, it's not going to be an exact measure or a perfect science because we can't do it during the exercise. Our second question was, did you have an absolute intensity impact the results more than relative intensity per the subject? I believe that having an absolute intensity was better because we had the same criteria for all of our participants. They had to be untrained. We did have an amendment to the IRB which said that they can be an athlete. They can't lift any more than 3 times a week. So I feel like everybody was roughly in the same boat compared in they don't have hypertrophy happening right now. They don't have any long-lasting exercise that they've been doing over the last couple of weeks. So I believe that having an absolute intensity is better than relative because it would have taken more time out for us to figure out what everybody's 1 rep max was on the arm ergometer. Plus we had to figure out a different aerobic capacity for everybody. So I do believe that an absolute intensity was better than a relative intensity, but I think that's definitely a question that could be posed for future research for somebody who wants to judge whether our study was done correctly or not. The third question was, what effect does blood velocity have on performance? So what we've been seeing so far is that when you're resting and we put the sleeve on your dominant arm, they actually have a higher blood velocity when we do that. But we predicted that when they started exercise, that their blood velocity would also increase on the compressed arm. Our studies have been finding so far through about 11 participants that blood velocity actually decreases in the compressed arm during exercise, which is the exact opposite of what we thought it would be. So actually we're trying to look at, there might be future implications for this that go beyond exercise. It might be better to have a compression sleeve on an arm or a leg or different limbs that may increase resting blood flow instead of increasing blood velocity during exercise, since our studies have showed that so far. Our fourth question was, if you did the study again, what would you change? I think what I would personally change for our group, I would change the fact that everybody had to use their dominant arm. I think that we've had 2 lefties and everybody else has been a righty, so I would definitely do it on the same arm for everybody, regardless of if they're dominant or non-dominant arm. Other than that, I think that the questions that were posed here, I would definitely keep the absolute intensity instead of doing a relative one. And I think that having better technology would be great, but being Franklin College and not being a huge Notre Dame or Michigan, we can't really measure blood velocity during exercise, so we've had 2 after so far. But other than that, I don't think that I really changed anything about our study, and hopefully here in the next couple of days we'll conclude our study and we'll see where that takes us.